Okay, we'll start with second unit. Basically, our second unit starts with the topic of stress and related issues. But the second point three, the subtopic of that third subtopic of second unit is about asanas, and it's not about asanas actually. It's about it's limited to benefit of asanas. So that's what it has been written, that it's benefit of asanas, and 4 and 5 asanas are there only. So that's good thing. We will start with the asanas and then we will carry on with the benefits and then how these asanas are related with releasing of stress. How yoga is related with releasing of stress. That's not a big deal. So first we have to understand it what the asanas are, because there are limited asanas by name, and we'll start with that only. In general, if we say there are about 3048 asanas that has been classified in various sections, and we'll start with the first asana that, as per our syllabus, the first we having is Manduka asana. So it's also known as frog pose. Manduka is actually in Sanskrit we say. Manduka means frog and asana means pose. So the final position of this pose resembles the shape of the frog. So that's why it is called Manduka asana, Mendak. So that's the reason how it is named as Mandukasana. Mandukasana or frog pose is an excellent exercise to reduce acidity, burning belly fat, and improving thigh muscles. This is the final position of asana, and it mainly pressures the lower abdomen region. And this is what the final position of Mandukasana. Why it is Mandukasana? Because in Sanskrit, Manduk is Mendak, it's frog, and it resembles to that. That's why it is said as Mandukasana. This is the first initial and the final position. This is how we start. First, we have to be in the first position, the previous one, the behind the second position. So, it's the previous one and it's the second one. This is what we can in general say. What is the previous and the final position, initial position and the final position of Mandukasana. This is the front view of Mandukasana. And Mandukasana, if we say the word Mandukasana, derived from Sanskrit word Manduk, Mandukasana, Manduk, or whatever you want to pronunciate it. So it's you say it as Manduk, Manduka, Mandukasana, or simple in general, which we in general wording conversation we say it's Manduk Asana. And what it actually resembles with, it actually resembles with the animal frog, and that's why it has been named as. And in general, we say it is also frog pose. Is the side view. It consists of Manduk and asanas. The meaning of Manduk is frog. Asana is showing the yoga position. And in the final stage, the asana seems to like a frog. Hence, the name is Mandukasana. It is one of the important yoga poses to give appropriate massage of abdominal organs. So the whole pressure is on abdominal region. So the whole pressure is on abdominal region. Whole concentration is on abdominal region. So that's why it is mainly concentrating on the mid section of the body. So it helps to make our stomach flat by burning extra fats from belly. And how to start this asana? If we really, then we have to come initial position of particular come with the first pose of this asana is to start with this asana. We have to start this asana with Vajrasana. This is the Vajrasana. This is the first initial position that how to start this asana. So it's the Vajrasana, and this Vajrasana is the basic position for number of almost every asana. Sitting asana. For almost every sitting asana, Vajrasana is the basic position. And this is the Vajrasana in the mid pose. And in the mid figure, it's a Vajrasana. And if you want to have the cross sectional views, back section also, so then we can say Vajrasana is something. This is how we sit in Vajrasana. This is the initial stance that we have to take for Mandukasana. And if we say that how we should proceed with with this Mandukasana. So the best way is to sit in Vajrasana, and this is the Vajrasana. We start the Mandukasana by sitting in Vajrasana. This is sit in Vajrasana, make fist with both hands, the thumbs inside. Just the middle edge of your thumb should be touching the navel of the body, midsection, and that navel should be in touch with the midsection of the thumb. That is mid bone, mid bend of the thumb with the navel of the thumb, with the navel of the body. This contact should be there. Sit in Vajrasana, make fist of both hands and midsection of the thumb to the midsection of the body. And when we bend forward, it creates a fresh pressure. So how to start doing it? First is sit in Vajrasana, make fist with both hands, and keep your thumbs inside, pointing or touching towards the navel part. Place your fist on your belly next to the belly button. Belly button, we just say it as navel is the belly button, and if you say it, you can also imagine the lower navel part as the belly button. So try to place that fist, thumb side of the fist, towards the navel side, and then that belly part will get touched, and then the bottom of the part of the belly will be upper half of the will cover the upper half, complete upper half of the thumb or the fist. Bend forward while exhaling. Exhaling is letting the air out of the body, letting the air going, tending the air, tending the lungs to exhale, tending the lungs to forcefully or slowly uh, exhaling out, breathing out. Keep looking straight is very important, because if we look straight, then the chest part will remain above, will remain upper, and belly part will become the main focusing point. If we look down, the chest will get compressed and it will not respirate the way this asana demands. So best way is to look straight. Then after coming this position, sitting in Vajrasana, closing the fists together, touching the fist with the navel part, bending forward while exhaling out, looking straight, and then we try to hold this position of Madhya Asana. This is the final Manduka Asana for a few seconds. And then while reversing the asana, we inhale, we breathe in. So from the Vajrasana to the final position of Mandukasana, we exhale slowly. Then we don't exhale and we don't inhale at this point of time. At the particular Mandukasana, we don't inhale, we don't exhale. We give a pause to the body, to the breathing. And then while coming out, we slowly inhale, we slowly breathe, starts breathing in. So this is Mandukasana. In general, if we want to conclude all these things, if we acknowledge that how to do this frog pose. So the simple steps to do Manduka asanas are this only. The techniques to do is this only: to sit in Vajrasana, make fist where thumbs should be inside, put the fist at the navel region, inhale deeply, exhale, bend forward and put maximum pressure on the navel area. This is the concentrating pose of the Manduka Asana. That's exhale while bending forward and then put your maximum pressure on the navel area. While bending forward, chest should touch your thighs. You should look forward, eyes should be open and looking ahead only, and try to maintain this this position, this pose as long as you can. So this is what the position is. Inhale, exhale while maintaining this pose. That's not really important. Actually, what the pose is, you exhale while coming to the final position, and you stop breathing, and while coming back, reversing this position, you exhale. This is the position. But in the advance or in the beginning, this variation happens. If you want to, if you are not comfortable, you can breathe in, breathe out, and perform this at least 3 to 4 times. Now, uh, if we say that what are the benefits of Vajrasana, this is what involves our syllabus of MET second unit of this semester. This is what it consists of. That what are the benefits of this syllabus? Manduka Asana. So the best, it is said that it is good for the organs, specifically for the mid organs, and that's for the what disorders that are related with eating with digestive systems. So it's a digestive disorders get we can overcome those disorders easily. So it's the digestive system that we can say that it becomes really perfect and good through these. So we overcome the deformities of digestive systems. Diabetes get associated with that, and constipation is highly associated with the digestive system. So in order to this pose is beneficial to almost all the organs, and it gives reliefs to digestive systems of the body. So it is highly beneficial. It improves the flexibilities and mobility, flexibility of hip joint, flexibility of upper pelvic zone, and this increases the strengthening also. And in general, because this is sometimes it really we find it tough to sit in this Vajrasana also, so it involves the benefits of Vajrasana. It involves the flexibility, it increases the mobility of the knee and ankle joint also. Tone muscles, because complete lower and the lower body and the lower abdomen region get involved into this asana, so we can easily these are the huge big muscles that get involved into this part. So it helps tone muscles of shoulders and shoulder and abdomens, as well as the lower body. Apart from that, the muscles of lower region, muscles of lower abdomen region definitely get benefits by these asanas, because in this position we are required to see forward, we are required to look forward. The toning up of shoulders and abdomen becomes tough, and that becomes good. That gives the good benefit to the related muscles. Pancreas and the heart, because it gives complete stress to both the organs, it's really beneficial for both the things. It reduces fat, because we are required to maintain this position, and it's become really tough for the reasons, because these are the reasons that fat accumulation is high. So this position, this pose for and the maintenance of this pose leads to reduction of, leads to what we say melting down of fat in this region. So the frog pose helps fat reduction of fat from thighs, belly, and hips. In general, if we say it massages the entire abdominal organs, thus good for the smooth functioning of these organs. It controls weight, thus effective for those who are longing for weight loss and making the stomach fat. So it all concludes to fifth point mainly. Constipation, indigestion is beneficial. Release of unwanted gases from the stomach mainly controls the digestion. Dislocation of the navel will get corrected by this practice by the asthmatic conditions, because pressure is on the lungs also. So there are a number of benefits that comes out from. These are the five main highlights of if we say what are the benefits, and we can keep on writing the points. The proper highlights of these, that what are the main benefits, is this only. After all, if we have to really conclude in one or two statements, we can say that the main concentrating reason of Mandukasana is abdominal reason, and all issues related with abdominal reason, particularly digestive disorders, get corrected. Big benefit for that. And the other thing is, because the main big muscles of thigh, hip, lower abdomen getting involved, and kind of stretches there, kind of endurance ability being tested in this muscle. So we can easily say that apart from the abdominal region, abdominal digestive disorders, it also beneficial for the muscular zone of these regions. So this is what the benefits of Manduka Asana. if anyone anyone want to know more about it, or anyone want to share something about this, so this is what our second unit, third subtopic is Mandukasan. These are the benefits. Basically, it's only about what are the benefits of Mandukasan.